Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing good. In today's video, we are going to do a complete step-by-step process of drawing this beautiful bridal wear outfit inspired by Sabyasachi Mukherjee. So keep watching the video till the end as I talk about all the tips and techniques. The first step would be to complete the fabric base, and I will use watercolors to do the background detailing. I'm using this product by Daniel Smith. You can check out the description box for all the links and other details. It's better to start with the sheer portion of the fabric first, because in this case we mostly use watercolors only. So try to use the water mediums before you move to the other colors, because we don't want to ruin the illustration by using water, which can smudge at the later stage. So my first advice would be to finish the net or the lightweight fabric first, where you are planning to use the watercolors. Moving to the lehenga, I'm mixing this darker shade of rose pink to the red color to get a more richer shade of the background. In this case, you can also use poster colors, acrylic colors, even alcohol markers, where you get a rich and darker shade for your base. Remember to let the previous layers dry in between before you move to the second layer, like how I'm doing it on this dupatta portion. Now I'm using the diluted version color, guys, to draw the folds. If the fabric is lightweight, the folds will also look lighter and will not look very dark. So whenever you are doing a sheer fabric like this or a net fabric like this, remember to use the diluted version of the watercolor or even poster color. Don't make it way too dark, otherwise you will lose the transparency effect. So once this dupatta portion is completely dry, now I will move to the fabric here, which is beneath the dupatta. Like you can see this blouse and that portion of the lehenga near the bag where she is holding the bag, that portion which is beneath the lehenga, and we will create lots of shadows and folds to show the layering effect. So the background coloring is done. Let's move to the shadow. In this case, guys, you can either use your watercolors mixing with little black to create a darker version of your background color, or else you can do the entire process using a pencil as well. I shall also create the border coloring using a black shade and a brown shade, and after this our complete work is done for the background coloring. So guys, so far I have shown you with watercolor. Now instead of the watercolor, as I mentioned already, you can use other mediums also, like alcohol markers, poster colors, acrylic colors. We just need a strong base. Only for that dupatta, for the sheer fabric, I will advise you to use watercolor, because that we can always control the saturation by diluting. So here our background coloring is done and it is completely dry. You can see how it looks with the shadows, and now let us move to the detailing part. Second advice for you guys is that use a white pencil to mark the portion where you have to fill the second color. You can always mark the outline as well, so that it makes your work easy when you're filling with the colors or doing the detailing portion. For the embroidery here, we have, let's say, two set of embroidery, which you can see, the center embroidery and the background embroidery, which is more lighter. So I'm marking the portion for the center embroidery with the white pencil again, and it will make my work very easy when I have to fill the colors. The easiest medium would be to use a golden color, metallic color gel pen directly, and using this pen or a marker, anything. You have lots of brands popular among the illustrators and artists. You can choose one marker or a one outliner, gel pen, anything of your choice, and feel the details here. I'm using the jelly rolls. I find the jelly rolls golden metallic color to be very rich and creamy, and it is also very easy to fill in the details. So now here is the work of the intricate details. Use your white outlining as a guideline and try to fill in the detail only inside that guideline which you have put. Make sure that it is nicely symmetric, and this way I will continue in the body and the border of the lehenga. Moving ahead, I am using this acrylic color in white, and I'm going to dilute it well with water to reduce the value or the saturation. I don't want the white to be very overpowering, just like in the reference picture. So using this detailing brush, I'm going to create this very intricate floral detailing in the background, just to look at like the reference picture. I will also be using this wash of the white on the border detailing before I move with more layers of the white to get that multiple layers effect. So guys, so far you have seen how I've done the background detailing of the dupatta. I've used a pencil color as well to exaggerate more of the fold lines, and I'm moving with this gold gel pen again to do the detailing. Now here I'm using diluted burnt sienna over this floral details because I want that embroidery to look more stronger and create that shadow around. Adding shades of brown and black to your gold creates more dimensions and brings that richness to your embroidery. And after this watercolor portion is dry, I will move to create more highlights now using acrylic color, but this time I will not dilute the acrylic color. I will use the stronger color now to get a nice reflective look. now in the same manner guys, we are going to use diluted burnt sienna here over the gold. I am using this tissue paper to absorb the excess paint. I don't want to create too much of that watercolor spots, otherwise it will create a quite messy effect. We don't want it to completely turn too much brownish also. And next I'm going to use this acrylic color in the shade light green to create this little greenish embroidery effect on this panel here. So guys, here is the final look of what we have done so far, that is the embroidery details. We are left with two important works, which is creating the shadow and bringing out the highlights, that is the nice reflective look. For the shadow, I am using a black pencil to create the shadow effect on the dupatta because this is a lightweight fabric, and for the lehenga where the fabric is more darker and heavier, I'm going to use charcoal stick. Now I really love the look of a charcoal stick because it is extremely dark and very matte. So I will use a charcoal stick here in the fold line and blend it with a blending stump. Now guys, if you don't want to use a charcoal stick because sometimes it can get little messy, you can surely use a pencil medium as well. I also like to use a kneadable eraser right in the center of the fold to pick the excess charcoal. Now here you can see the shadows. They look very rich and darker around the corners, and the center is looking more highlighted. So now here comes our final work, which is creating the extreme reflective look. I'm going with the detailing brush again, and this time for the acrylic color I'm not diluting it. I'm keeping the thick acrylic medium to do it right in the center of every fold. So for this final look, I always prefer the acrylic color because I find it to be more opaque and more intense rather than watercolor white, maybe because watercolor white may not look as bright as this, or yeah, it can depend on lots of factors depending on the reference picture or your fabric look or what type of look you want to show. Sometimes we dilute our paint like how we did in the background, and now we are using the undiluted look of the white. So finally here we have the complete look. It was a lengthy process indeed, but look at our final results. How amazing this looks. So try it by yourself guys, and comment below how you enjoyed the tutorial, or if you have more suggestions, do let me know. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I shall see you all very soon. Till then, take care, keep illustrating. Bye bye.